Many thanks for staying with us on the newsroom. Here are the stories we're tracking at this time. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has charged the recently elected National Assembly members in the state not to pledge loyalty to the People's Democratic Party National Working Committee when inaugurated. Governor Wike made this known when the House of Representatives members-elect on the platform of the PDP visited him to present their certificates of return. Wike said the party's leadership did not contribute to the success of the elections. Therefore, the lawmakers must only be concerned about the unity of the country and the interest of Rivers State. The Supreme Court has affirmed Rufai Hanga as the senator-elect for Kano Central Senatorial District of Kano State under the platform of the New Nigeria People's Party (NNPP), delivering judgment in an appeal brought before it by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). The Apex Court upheld the judgment of the Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal, both in Abuja, which had earlier upheld the candidature of Rufai Hanga as a senatorial candidate of the party. The Apex Court kicked out a former Kano State Governor and former Minister of Education, Ibrahim Shekarau, as the candidate of the NNPP in the February 25 National Assembly election. Governor Okezie Ikpeazu of Abia State has appealed to state civil servants to vote for candidates of the People's Democratic Party in the forthcoming election to sustain the development agenda of the present administration. The governor said this on Thursday during a town hall meeting with the workers at the International Conference Center in Umuahia, the state capital. According to Ikpeazu, the state government under his watch had evolved several policies and programs that would improve the welfare of workers. A new review of 137 studies from around the world has found that despite dramatic stories about COVID-19's impact on mental health, the psychological fallout from the pandemic has been less intense than thought. About 75% of studies participants in the studies reviewed were adults and 25% were children and adolescents between the ages of 10 and 19. According to the research, the mental health changes were minimal but had an excessive effect on women. In business, Nigeria's crude oil sales rose by 46.41% to push Nigeria's total export to 26.7 trillion naira in 2022. According to data from the National Bureau of Statistics, total export for 2022 rose by 41.72% from 18.9 trillion naira in 2021 to 26.7 trillion naira as of 2022. Imports rose by 22.7% from 20.8 trillion naira in 2021 to 25.5 trillion naira in 2022. Malaysia's former Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin has been charged with abuse of power and money laundering in connection with the awarding of government contracts during the COVID-19 pandemic. The 75-year-old Muhyiddin, who led the country from the worst of the pandemic period, pleaded not guilty to the 6 counts at Kuala Lumpur court on Friday morning. He faces 4 counts of abuse of power involving $51.40 million and 2 counts of money laundering. If found guilty of money laundering, he faces as many as 15 years in jail up to 20 years for abuse of power, as well as potentially hefty fines. In sport, with 14 days to the African Cup of Nations qualifiers between Nigeria and Guinea-Bissau, Super Eagles defender William Troost-Ekong is in a race to be fit for the clash as he resumes individual training. The 29-year-old picked up an injury in Salernitana's 1-0 defeat to Hellas Verona last month after it was confirmed he could not continue with the game. The Eagles are scheduled to play the Juters in a 2-legged affair as a bid to book their place at the AFCON in Ivory Coast next year. And that's it from the newsroom. To join us at the top of the hour for more stories, I am Folashade Ogurinde. Bye for now.